Hey everyone, I'm Aria and welcome to another speed build. So today I am building in Glimmerbrook. I haven't built here for a little while now and I really missed it, so I'm really glad to be back here. So this build is a storybook kind of style house. It's inspired by this image right here. So I found this website that's got like a collection of lots of different houses. To me, they're all very kind of storybook fairy tale kind of styled homes, and I think they're so pretty. So I really wanted to pick one, and this was the one that I chose. I really like this one. But the collection is full of all of these like hand drawn or hand colored sketches, which I think look really nice, and they're a lot different from what I've seen before. And they have hundreds of different styles on there, and they also have some floor plans as well, which I think is really helpful. I didn't use the floor plan for this build, I just used the image of like the front and then kind of just changed it slightly. I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody build a house like this before, but it's just too pretty not to. So I've used quite a lot of cottage living in this because I can't not use it. But I've used quite a lot of other packs too. I think mainly cats and dogs and seasons. I have used a couple of Realm of Magic pieces, but not very many. I thought I probably should, considering I'm building this in Glimmerbrook. But you know, I think it turned out really well. I'm pretty much almost done with the shell now. I think I go in and change the floor plan just a little bit, but that is pretty much it. I go straight into landscaping. I tend to be able to tell based on the tile count of each room what I can fit in, so I kind of feel like I can go straight in on landscaping and I don't need to do the interior first. I know a lot of people wait and do the exterior first, like the landscaping first, but I tend to just do like a tile count of each room and go like, oh yeah, that one's got 6 tiles, so it's perfect for a bathroom. That one's got like 4 by 4, so it's perfect for a bedroom, you know, that sort of thing. So it's pretty easy to, I don't know, get an idea for me. So out here I have built a little greenhouse. There's a tiny little like pen that I've built just off to the side of it that I've put a chicken coop in. I have actually fenced this in. All of the other fencing I think is debug, so it doesn't actually class as fencing, but the one around the chicken coop is actual fencing, and I've put a gate on it, so if you don't want chickens roaming around your garden then you can just lock them in, or if you do want them roaming around then obviously you can just delete the gate or just leave it unlocked, whichever you prefer. So up here I wanted there to be almost like a split level to the front kind of, it's not really a garden area, it's more of like a courtyard. I wanted it to be like a split level, but I didn't really want to use platforms because I prefer building cottage style houses on the small wall height. And if you use the platforms in the small small wall height rooms, then they tend to, things don't really fit properly. They do if you just like lift it up once, but then the kitchen counters and things, if you want to use like the tool cupboards, they don't really fit very well. So yeah, anyway. I've just used the terrain tools and then I cover up the gap there to kind of make it look like it's all on one level and then there isn't like a giant gap. So I put quite a lot of these like garden patches around. I also put some on the left hand side where you can see right here there's like quite a big space. I do that a little bit later. I don't think I recorded it actually, I think I do it off camera because I was going to just leave it and then it looked a bit strange, so I think I went back in after and put some plots down. But what I have done with these, I don't think I've uploaded any of the plants to the gallery. I think I've left them blank. But my idea was that the trees, like the fruit trees, would be on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side near the greenhouse, that would be where all of the like other harvestables are. I've put some giant ones in. I think I've probably just done it for the video because I didn't upload them to the gallery. I left them blank because I know some people like to have plants harvestables like in the house, like come in the house already, but then I know other people prefer not to because they want their sim to like find the seeds and plant them themselves. So I decided not to include them, and then if you would like them, then you can download the room full of them from the gallery if you want to. I know quite a lot of people have uploaded rooms full of plants, which is really helpful. So I just go in with some landscaping. I do go quite heavy in these little like planter boxes here that I've kind of created, and then a little bit in front of this section here to separate like the main garden path and the like harvestable veggie patch. I haven't put like a fence there or anything. I've just separated it by plants. And I think it looks really nice. I probably used a little bit too many, but I think they look really nice. I've used a mixture of cottage living, base game. These purple plants are from vampires, and then I've used some romantic garden ones too because I think they're really nice and I haven't used them for a while. Some of the swatches are a little bit more fantasy, I think. Like, I don't know whether you'd necessarily find some of these colors naturally, but I do think they're really pretty. I've also gone along the edge of pretty much all of the fence lines and put in some of the grass items that we got from Cottage Living 2. I think I'm just going to carry on using them forever. When I was just doing the terrain paint, it kind of just looked a little bit bare, that there was nothing underneath the fencing. And naturally, like when you are cutting grass, there's always like a little bit along the fence line that's just a little bit longer where maybe you can't get to. So I think it looks really nice when you've got like the longer bits along the fence line. I think that looks really cool. So I went around pretty much all of the edges with ivy. This one is from Discover University, I believe. I've used it pretty much everywhere. I really like this one. It's, you know, nice and all the shapes are different. They pretty much go everywhere. I've used them all before, as everybody knows. I did put a little bit of, I forget what it's called, the purple growing wall plant that we got for Cottage Living. I can't believe I've forgotten the name of it, but I've put a little bit of that along the front window, and I'll put a little bit more over the greenhouse door. I kind of didn't really know what to put on the front of that, and I think it looks really nice. So we are going straight into the interior now. I wanted to use the counters from Cottage Living and from the country kitchen kit, and this was the only swatch that I found in both of the sets that matched. I honestly thought that there would be more, but there's literally just this white one, and they don't quite match up exactly, but from a distance they do look like they match. And this oven with the fireplace over it is functional, which I think is really cool. I did struggle with the wallpaper in here. I'd pretty much put all of the wallpaper down already and knew what I wanted, and then when I found that these counters had yellow curtains and I'd put blue walls, I was like, oh, okay. I think I should probably change it maybe to like yellow walls, and then I couldn't find any yellow tiles, which I was a bit upset about. But never mind. This wall that I just tried to put that shelf on, I ended up forgetting to decorate entirely. So I don't really know what I had planned to put up there, but there ended up being nothing there. So if you wanted I don't know, maybe like a gallery wall or something with family photos. That was probably the perfect place to put it because I accidentally left it blank. So these shelves, I don't really know what their purpose is other than just as a shelf, but I like using them as kind of like curtain covers. Does that make sense? So I resized them in a little bit and then moved them slightly so that the windows fit underneath them, and I do take a while to pick the curtains, but the ones that I've gone with I think are cats and dogs ones, and they kind of sit quite nicely in front of these. I end up changing them, yep, to the sunflower swatch because I wanted everything to match because I'm picky like that. But then we go in with some of these curtains. I did originally pick the blinds, but then end up picking these cats and dogs ones. I think they look really nice. So I think I pretty much use these curtains everywhere. I don't think I've used them in the main bedroom. I think I've used a combination of like Seasons and maybe Dream Home Decorator because I wanted my idea for this house is that it was like a gardener or somebody who just really loves plants and nature. So the curtains I've picked, I tried to pick the ones that had leaves on, and I tried to stick with like a brown theme for in that room. That's not really a color scheme that I would necessarily go with for a bedroom. It's quite plain and boring to me, but I really liked this one, so I was quite pleased. So in this lounge room, I don't really like go over top with decorating it. I tend to leave it quite plain. I do put a TV in here, a clock, there is a bookcase. There isn't like a desk or like an office area in this house. I have included one in the second bedroom, which I thought would probably be good for a child, but you could probably turn it into an office or whatever you want in there really. This I did want this table to be where the clock is, but then it blocked the doorway, so I end up moving it around here, but I think that's fine. Yeah, I tried not to go too decorating heavy or like clutter heavy in this one. I don't know why. I kind of wasn't feeling like this was a very cluttered house. I don't know. I get like, maybe it's like an intuition thing. I don't know. Relating with the Sims that I've made. But I kind of get feelings on when I'm decorating a house, whether it's going to be cluttered or not. And this one, I thought there'd probably be like the odd couple of pieces out, but it wouldn't necessarily be like messy or cluttered. Like most things have got somewhere that, you know, when you tidy up, you know, they've got a cupboard or somewhere that they live. So in here I did think about using this as like another bathroom or like a pantry, but I end up turning it into almost like a mud room or like a boot room. I'm not really sure what you'd call it, but there's the washing machine in here. I had trouble with this as you just saw. I thought there was something wrong with one of the mods because I got a last exception, and it turned out that it was a script issue with the item that I tried to place on the wall, which isn't CC at all. It's an in-game item, so that doesn't bode well. But I don't include it, I don't use it, so I don't know what the issue was, but it seems to be fine as long as I don't use that, like that item. It's the one with the little coat and the hat. I don't know what was going on, but you know. So I did include the bathroom in here. I don't really normally include them, but I really liked this bathroom. I don't think I've ever used that bath swatch before, but I really liked the sort of, it looked like they'd hand painted it, which I think is really cool. I tried to stick with a very kind of simple theme in here, but then I chose this rug and then it kind of was a very mismatch. But we go in with all of the lights now. I have in the past not bothered with including like me putting lights in and things, because I don't think it's particularly necessary to see. But I have noticed when I've watched some of my videos back that I don't put the lights in until last, and then it's really dark. So whenever you're watching it, you can't really see what I'm doing. So I thought it would probably be best if I went round with these like huge saucer lights, put those everywhere, then decorated, and then when I go in at the end to put the actual lights in, at least you can see what I'm doing. So this is the main bedroom. I do end up changing the feature wallpaper a little bit later. I did like this one, but then once I'd put these curtains in, it they didn't really match. I wanted it to be more of like a neutral color, and the pink of the flowers to me just didn't really suit my sim. And I do try, when I'm decorating, I do try and keep it very, like, I guess neutral, so that there's no strong personality in any of my builds, so any sim can live here, you know. But I do tend to kind of stick to a very generalized theme of this sim likes plants and likes to garden. So I wanted to have like this room that was all kind of like autumnal and very like browns and reds, I guess, with the rug almost like leaves. And then in the other bedroom it's quite green. I've used like the leaf wallpaper, and then the bed and the rug I think is from Dream Home Decorator, because it had a very similar kind of pattern on it. It's not the same, but it kind of looks similar. But yeah, I do add a little bit more clutter in this room, but it's more of like storage clutter, I think. I did have trouble when I was playtesting with this laundry basket. I'm not really sure why, but sometimes I get like a weird glitch in my game that when I'm trying to use the washing machine, I'll click on the laundry hamper and it will tell me that I don't have a washing machine available, even if there's nothing, like when there's nothing in it. So nothing in the washing machine, I mean. So I'm not really sure what was going on, but it was doing that. But then I moved it to like the center of the room and deleted all of the other furniture, and it was still doing weird things and not working. So hopefully it will work for everyone. But that was the only thing when I was playtesting that I couldn't get it to work. So I end up swapping this painting on the wall for, I think it's one from Dream Home Decorator. It's kind of, to me it looks like leaves. I'm not really sure what it's meant to be. But I end up sizing this one back down and putting it above the TV, which I think is really cool. I probably should have left this wall blank, but I didn't want to, so I put this picture from Strangerville up there, but obviously you can delete that, you don't have to include it. But I wanted to include something. I also really wanted to include this clock. Like, it's probably not really much space for it, but I wanted to include it, so it's there. So now we are moving into the last bedroom. Like I said, this one I kind of had in mind for a child, but you could probably have a teen in here too, or if you wanted to swap it out for a toddler bedroom, then you could. But that is pretty much it for today, so I really hope you have enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below, and hopefully I will see you all next time. Bye everyone!
I don't know about tomorrow, but I have something for today. I can be caring for others, not just living for myself. If I stop just for a moment, I won't lose this morning sun. If I'll try just to look forward, I will see the morning dawn. I will see the morning